Hello my friends and welcome to this new episode of Self-Development. The topic of today's video is going to be about the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset is something that is very powerful and can be a total shift in mindset. Personally, when I applied it, it was a complete change for everything and also a drastic improvement in quality of life. So, let us dive in. Before getting started, please hit the subscribe button down there to never miss a new video and activate the notification bell to increase your wealth of mind every single week. And also, make sure to check out our website, oakwealthbuild.com. And yes, as you can see, I don't have my usual jacket on because it's very hot outside. Yeah, it must be like 21 degrees. That's very hot for Switzerland. And it would be way too hot to wear a jacket. So, I hope you're not too disappointed. What is the abundance mindset? Well, it is pretty simple. The abundance mindset is a way to look at things, a perspective you take, and a set of beliefs. And maybe that sounds very abstract to you. Maybe you wonder, how is it possible that only a perspective and a couple of beliefs can drastically change the quality of my life? Well, your thoughts, your beliefs, your self-talk are much more powerful than what you think. There is even an old quote that says, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." It is said that the author of this quote is Buddha, although nobody is very sure about this. And I mean, it doesn't really matter who is the author of this quote, because this quote is so true. It doesn't matter where you stand in life right now. It doesn't matter if you're satisfied, dissatisfied, or partially satisfied. But the reality is, your best thoughts got you there. Your self-talk got you there. Because think about it, before you do anything, before you take any kind of action, you have to first have an idea about that action. You first have to think about it. And you will always act in a way that is consistent with your thoughts and your self-talk. And all of that goes to say that the abundance mindset is very powerful, because if it changes the way you think, it will change the way you act, and it will change your outcomes. So now comes the definition of abundance mindset. When you adopt the abundance mindset, you focus on what is plentiful in your life, not on what you are lacking. You also adopt a healthy belief that everything, resources, relationships, and opportunities are abundant, and that everybody can have the share they want. That includes you. That mindset makes the unavoidable failures, rejections, and setbacks much easier to handle. That puts you in a peaceful and relaxed state. And it is in that state that you're going to take the best decision and be at your peak performance. On the other hand, with a scarcity mindset, you focus on what you don't have, on what you are lacking. And you also adopt the belief that opportunities, relationships, and resources are scarce. That life is a continuous battle between a few people who fight for a scarce amount of resources. You will tend to think that if there is a winner, there necessarily must be a loser. With that mindset, every unavoidable setback will be devastating. That will put you in a fearful and stressed state. And when you're in a fearful and stressed state, you will tend to make decisions that will bring about even more stress and even more fear. And that is when things just spiral out of control. Now that you know the definition of abundance and scarcity mindset, let us see what are the two biggest advantages of adopting the abundance mindset, and we'll also see how you can achieve it. Advantage number one, the abundance mindset allows you to let go of unhealthy attachments, because unhealthy attachments cause suffering. Imagine this. Imagine that you set up your own business and you form an unhealthy attachment to an outcome. You form the unhealthy attachment to achieve, for example, $10,000 per month in 1 year. And you don't achieve that goal, well, you will suffer because of that unhealthy attachment that you formed. Or to give you another example, imagine that you just started working at a company and you form the unhealthy attachment that you will work in that company up until your retirement. Well, if that doesn't happen because you get fired or the company goes bankrupt or whatever it may be, you will be devastated. Again, because of that unhealthy attachment that you created. And you create those unhealthy attachments because you have a scarcity mindset. To take back the job example, if you think that good jobs are scarce, that it is very difficult to find a new job, that opportunities are scarce, in other words, you have a scarcity mindset. You will want to keep that job that you have at all costs. You will take it and never let it go, even if you don't like it that much. And when you lose that job, you're devastated because your scarcity mindset tells you that good jobs are scarce and that you will have just a few opportunities, just a few, to get a new job with the same income, etc. That reminds me another story. A couple of years ago, when I was still in college, I remember I wanted to do my first internship, and I really had a scarcity mindset back then. And when I did some Google searches about internship positions, I remember the two first offerings that appeared. They were in a big bank, I think it was JP Morgan, and I said, those are the two only good internship positions I will ever find. I need to get those internships no matter what. I made the application. I spent hours to do a good cover letter, and when I sent my application, I was sure I was going to get the internship. And if I didn't get it, I was sure I was going to be devastated. And I waited up until, guess what? I was rejected. They didn't want me as an intern. And as you can imagine, I was very upset because I had formed an unhealthy attachment to get those internships. I had created that unhealthy attachment that upset me because I convinced myself that internship opportunities were scarce. And you see scarcity mindset also all the time in personal relationships. You see all the time people who are not really happy with their boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, lover, or whatever, but they stay in those relationships because they are scared they will not find anybody else. They are scared to end up alone because they think that good quality people, good quality couples are scarce. When you adopt the abundance mindset, you see that there are so many opportunities for jobs, businesses, relationships, etc. And seeing all those opportunities and seeing that you have a lot of choices helps you a lot to let go of all those unhealthy attachments. To take the previous example, when I was looking for a job later down the road, but with the abundance mindset this time, I had a list of tens and tens of potential employers and positions I could apply to. I was sending a lot of applications every single week, and I was completely detached from the outcome. That means if for a certain application they accepted me, well, that was great. If they rejected me, well, that's okay too. And I was able to be okay after rejection because my attitude was, okay, next. I mean, that was number 34. Now I'm going through number 35 and 36, and I still have 40 potential employers on the list. I could see a lot of abundance. That example goes to show you that the abundance mindset helps you a lot to handle rejection. And that applies also to your personal relationships, to your business, for example, if you're looking for clients or if you're looking for an investor for a startup or whatever it may be. You can apply it to everything. Another thing that is really cool when you let go of all those unhealthy attachments thanks to the abundance mindset is that you don't focus so much on crossing the finish line, if you will. And what I mean by that is that you hear a lot of people say, oh yeah, I will be happy when I will have X amount of money at the bank account, or I will be happy when I will have this job, or I will be happy when I will have a girlfriend, or whatever it may be. When you're detached, you enjoy the journey a lot more. You enjoy going from square one up until your objectives. With this YouTube channel, for example, I enjoy doing every single video. I'm not saying, yeah, I will be satisfied when I will have 100,000 subscribers. Well, no, I would like to have 100,000 subscribers, but I also enjoy having only a few number of subscribers and of views. I just enjoy the journey. What do you prefer? Having an objective that maybe will take you 10 years and be miserable during those 10 years because you didn't achieve your objective yet? Or enjoy the journey and be happy also during those 10 years when you're achieving your objective? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Advantage number 2, the abundance mindset will transform you into a better and more generous person. Sounds surprising to you? Well, don't worry, it was surprising to me too when I learned this concept. And there is something interesting that Stephen Covey says about abundance mindset in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Mr. Covey says, the abundance mindset is a concept in which a person believes there are enough resources and successes to share with others. Scarcity mindset leads to destructive and unnecessary competition. Think about the last time you felt envy, jealousy, or acted selfish. Well, don't give me that look. We all did it at least once in our lifetimes. What once? We at least did it many times in our lifetimes, all of us. But think about it. What was behind those emotions and those actions? Well, behind all of this was fear. Fear that you were not going to get your share of resources and success. In other words, scarcity mindset. Imagine that you are about to finish college and a friend of yours who is in the same class tells you he got an interesting position in a very important firm and a very interesting firm. If you have a scarcity mindset, you will feel jealousy because the fact that he got this position you think will reduce your chances to get an interesting position like that in the future. However, with the abundance mindset, you will not see your friend's success as a threat for your own success because you know that there are hundreds and even thousands of possibilities out there for you. So the fact that he has only one position is not the real threat for you. So you see, with the abundance mentality, jealousy and envy just fade away. As you can see, you are also more likely to think about win-win situations instead of thinking about win-or-loser situations. As a result, you become a better person. And now comes the question, but how do I do to develop an abundance mindset? Well, the answer to this is look at the broader picture. See with your own eyes that there are a lot of possibilities out there. Make a list of all the opportunities that are out there. If you're looking for a job, for example, don't fall in love with a single position like I did. Make a list of tens and tens or even hundreds of potential employers. You will see with your own eyes that opportunities are abundant, and that will be very useful to take you out of the scarcity mindset. The same can be applied in other aspects of your life. For clients, for your businesses, for example, investors, for your startup, or even relationships. Well, when it comes to relationships, I'm not telling you to make a list of all the potential candidates. That would be pretty psychopathic to say the least. But just keep in mind that there are a lot of people out there, a lot of people with whom you could have a great relationship with, and a lot of people you could click with. The second technique to build an abundance mindset is to become a glass is half full kind of guy. And what I mean by that is that you see and focus on what you already have. That does not mean you become complacent and don't improve anymore. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you focus on what you already have and don't focus that much on what you are lacking. You have to realize there is an abundance of paths and ways to achieve your objectives. For example, if you're not making the kind of money you would like to make right now, instead of focusing on what you're lacking, instead of focusing on the deficit of income, focus on the fact that you're already well off. If you can watch this video using a computer or a smartphone, focus on the fact that you're already well off to be in 2021, where you can get access to a lot of information, almost all of the information in the planet for free. Or focus on the fact that you can increase your financial literacy every single week by watching Money Talk videos. I digress. All of that goes to say that if you see that there is an abundance of paths and possibilities to achieve your objectives, you will not be so upset when one of the methods you use doesn't work, because you know there are so many alternatives out there. Of course, there are many more ways to build an abundance mindset, but with those two methods, you will already do a lot of progress. That's what I use personally with great results. That's it for this video about the abundance mindset. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Learn something about the abundance mindset. If that is the case, a little thumbs up will be very appreciated. And if there is a topic you want me to cover in a future video, you can shoot me an email to the address that is in the description below. And I will see you very soon for the next video. In the meantime, take care.